Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 14th of April, 7:10 in the morning here at Tampa Community Hospital. Robinson Morton safety video. We're going to get this thing started in another 5 minutes, trying to give everybody time to get logged on and ready to get our safety meeting started. So just hang tight. I'm going to turn the microphone off and come back in about 5 minutes. We need to get the sign sheet. What's the, oh, oh, okay. Well, I've got a new set. We do. They can have them put them on tomorrow. We'll just figure out who that is. That's fine. Can you hear my voice right now on that? All right. Good morning, everyone. So here we are, beginning of a new day here. Appreciate everybody tuning in to do our safety stand-up meeting. Front and center, what we have before us is COVID. We're still going through this, guys. So I'm going to touch on this briefly. Um, you'll see some changes throughout the job in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to make sure that we have set up the necessary protocol to have a successful job site, workplace for everybody to be healthy and continue to move forward through this time that everybody is the whole world is impacted by. So you'll see changes throughout the job. I think I appreciate everyone's patience for things that we're not doing good at. Those soap dispensers are one of them. We're trying to get better at and find the things that we can get um, to the job site to be able to have these touchless dispensers, touchless wash stations, touchless hand dryers, and touchless trash cans. I mean, foot operated, I guess, is as close as you can get to these trash cans, but those are the things that we're working on now. So, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, you'll see those, and you'll see a better distribution of the hand washing stations. We're going to put one down at the ICU area. We're going to put another one over by where we go up to the third floor, the little gravel road area over there. That's why I ordered the extra hand washing stations. You guys see over there by the porta potties right now. And we'll continue to wipe things down. We have some industrial solution coming to the job that it's made to do a better job at sterilizing things. It's kind of a concentrated solution. So availability of things are coming and getting better. But I wanted to talk about what you see on the picture, which is social distancing. We're supposed to practice at all times, keeping a minimum of 6 feet apart. I think everybody's trying to do a good job, but by observation, just walking around, I don't think we're doing as good a job as we can. So I need everybody to try to keep their distances as best as possible. And if we have conditions that encourage us to be closer than we are, y'all bring it to my attention, our team's attention, and we'll try to make a better plan going forward on how to keep separation that we have. I think the only exclusion that I can think of is that if there are couples on the job, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, and they already live together, then that kind of makes sense, But moving forward, need to try to do a better job at our social distancing. I'm also going to have a lot of new material. It's not new, it's just we hadn't posted it. But we're going to have an information board to overwhelm you with, all the COVID information that there is available. You always go to cdc.com and look this stuff up. There's actually a cdc.gov down at the bottom of the page there, and get this information. It's a lot of reading material, people. Just need to try to make sure we're educated and following the best practices at all times. And it also means to try to do that at home as well. Very important that we do this everywhere we go, because you can break the chain of if we're clean and sterile at work and you leave here and go to a rave, which I know you're not going to do, but that's just an example of how you could break the chain and come back and infect everyone. Okay? So go back to the subject at hand now. We had this little incident yesterday in the parking lot. I know Brian and his guys felt bad about this situation, but it is what it is. Accidents happen. We have to get through this, guys. If you go to work in the morning, I mean, now it's a lot less traffic, but almost every day you see an accident and go to work. And you stop and think to yourself, how did they do that? Well, now here's one of those occasions on our job. How did we do this? It's easy to go back and psychoanalyze things and see what we did wrong after it's already done. But the key is to prevent the accident from happening. And we have a lot of tools in place that'll help us get there. And so we talked about one of them, the last safety meeting, which was your pre-task. And, what is the task that you got to do that day? What's the hazard? And then what's the solution? In this particular case, I think we failed on the pre-task because a lot of people miss that. They think about just, I gotta knock walls down today. Well, what's the hazard? Well, I could get cut. Well, how do I fix that? Well, I wear a long sleeve shirt. I be careful. You be smart when you work. Pre-task can be a lot more involved than that. For instance, when you go to open the gang box to get tools out, you've all seen those gang boxes that are racked and bent up. Uh, so you could pull a muscle trying to open that. Have you put that on your pre-task? Chances are no, you haven't. So what you have to think about are all the dangers and exposure to risks that you have when you're doing a job. And this is an example of when you miss something, you didn't check a box somewhere. Uh, all of the equipment you should have. This is an aerial work platform checklist. But all of our equipment on a Robbins and Morton project, they all should have a checklist. Some of the manufacturers or the vendors like Sunbelt, they have checklists that they put in the machines. If you're renting from them, we can call and request that they have that. But we have this documentation available. Pre-work checklist. Again, guys, it's just looking at the equipment before you operate it. You know, here's number one question: is training complete for operator? So, are you qualified to run that equipment? You got to ask yourself that. And if you're not, well, you're setting yourself up for an accident. And then there's these simple one-line questions as you go down this list. If you look and tick the box, the function of the equipment, no broken visible bent structural members, tires and wheels in good condition, hose and lines, no visible leaks, no visible damages, engine oil level okay. As you go down this list and you realize that you've checked these boxes, when you get down to the bottom of the page, uh, it's kind of getting you to a point to where you could safely operate the equipment. And if you have any of these answers are saying no, it's a sign that there is something wrong. Anyone on this job site at any time can have or refuse to do a task if it's going to put someone in danger. Please, everyone, know that. At any time, you could stop and say, this doesn't look safe. I don't care what position you have. Contact your supervisor or contact myself, Aaron, or Robert, and we'll come take a look at it and evaluate it. But it's better than ending up with something like this. And I'm sorry to use this as an example, but this is an example and 100% avoidable. That's what I have today, guys. This is the meeting topic is this equipment checklist and every piece of equipment out here. So your scissor lifts that you're using right now, same thing. There should be a checklist that you do on that. If anybody hasn't never seen a scissor lift catch on fire, I've seen two of them in 15 years. One of them was a battery explosion in New Orleans. The other one was electrical, fire, and it ended up being a very significant fire. We emptied over 30 fire extinguishers trying to put this scissor lift out on the outside of a building. You had a combination of combustibles in the forklift, all the trash and stuff that people leave inside when they're working in there. You had an electrical fire, and you had hydraulic oil, and you have battery acid. So all those combined fires, none of our extinguishers would put it out. A fire department was called. This burned up, half of a building on the outside of the building. The structural integrity was compromised. Part of the new construction had to be demolished because of a scissor lift. So there's simple things that we miss sometimes in construction because we're either we are just robots and we're going to work and we start working and we're not thinking. So stop today. Look at this equipment before you get on it. If you're going to a Robbins and Morton piece of equipment and you're working it, every time you get on another person's equipment, it doesn't matter if they've done the check or not on that equipment. You're responsible for doing the checklist on that piece of equipment. Period. And the documentation, you guys need to have this documentation. You could take a picture of your checklist and put it in Procore in your daily log, or you can just have a paper copy and provide backup to us. But we're going to be starting collecting that along with all the COVID information and other information that we're collecting from y'all. We're going to request that you have At the end of the week, whatever equipment inspections you have done, we're going to request that you have that information so we can have it on file. Okay. Um, so again, sorry to those folks that had this accident happen, those vehicles. I felt bad for you because you know you guys are kind of forced to park in the area again, but this is an accident. Please let us know though if you have a problem with any part of the process of getting your vehicle repaired. We'll look into it. Okay. I appreciate everyone's attention this morning. Have a safe work week. Thanks. Goodbye.